Grammar today is necessity, about necessity. What is necessity? الضرورة. Yes. So what this one? This is number one. What this? This is must. Must is followed by the infinitive. بيجي وراها المصدر فعل بدون أي إضافة. Okay. So must. For example, I must study. I must study my English, or I must study my lessons. My lessons. So what is my I must study my lessons؟ يبقى لازم أذاكر دروسي. تمام؟ يعني it's necessary to study my lessons. من الضروري إن أنا أذاكر دروسي. So this is necessity, must plus infinitive. Again, necessity, we have number one, must plus infinitive. Must is followed by the infinitive, بيجي وراها المصدر أو فعل بدون أي إضافة. So I must study my lessons. يبقى لازم أذاكر دروسي. It means it's it's necessary to study my lessons. It's necessary to study my lessons. It's necessary؟ يعني من الضروري إن أنا أذاكر دروسي. And number two, we have what this one? Have to plus infinitive. And this one is has to plus infinitive. Very good. So have to plus infinitive and has to plus infinitive. Has to takes he or she or it. But have to, it goes with I, you, we, and they. So for example, when I say I have to sleep early. I have to sleep early. What is I have to sleep early? I have to sleep early. What is I have to sleep early? يجب أن أنام بدري. It means it's important to sleep early. It means it's necessary to sleep early. من الضروري أن أنا أنام بدري. It's important, it's necessary to sleep early. So what about he? If I begin with he what? He has to sleep early. He has to sleep early. يجب إن هو ينام بدري. So he has to لازم إن هو ينام بدري. He has to sleep early. So we have must plus infinitive, have to plus the infinitive, has to plus the infinitive. For example, I have to sleep early. He has to sleep early. So number three, what this one? What this one? Need to plus what? Infinitive. Need to is followed by the infinitive. Need to. So what is need to? يحتاج. So I need, when I say, for example, I need to. I need to make the best use of my مثلا of my money or my time. So I need to make the best use of my time. يبقى أنا عاوز استغل الوقت بتاعي الاستغلال الأمثل. أي محتاج إن أنا استغل الوقت بتاعي استغلال الأمثل. I need to make the best use of my time. I need to make the best use of my money or my time. So we have four things to express, or three things to express necessity. What is necessity? بالضرورة. Yes, we have number one, must plus the infinitive. The second one is have to plus the infinitive. The third one is has to. Have to plus infinitive comes with I, you, we, and they. Has to plus the infinitive comes with he or she or it comes with the singular. What is singular? مع المفرد. Yes. So here I have to sleep early. He has to sleep early. So need to, what is need to? محتاج إنه. Yes, أو محتاج إلى. So I need to make the best use of my money. يبقى محتاج إن أنا أستخدم الفلوس بتاعتي لاستغلال الأمثل أو استغلال الاستغلال الأمثل. It means it is necessary. It's necessary to make the best use of my money. It's important. It's important to make the best use of my money. You have to look at have to and has to. So this is have to, this sentence is positive or negative? Positive. So when you change it into negative, you put not here in this sentence, not. So who can change it into negative? Have not to? You have to study. You have to study. What is a negative? So what this is present or past? Present. So have to in the present, so you will use don't have to. Don't have to plus infinitive. So have to, don't have to plus infinitive. What about this one? What this one? Has to. So has comes with he or she or it. So when you change it into negative, you make what? You use don't or doesn't. Doesn't. So he doesn't have to. Doesn't. Use doesn't. Doesn't have to plus the infinitive. Don't have to or doesn't have to. Don't have to comes with I, you, we, and they. But doesn't have to, it takes he or she or it. Yes. For example, you don't have to sleep early. You don't have بكرة الجمعة. Tomorrow is Friday. بقول لك you don't have to sleep early. مفيش داعي ان انت يعني it's not necessary. It's not necessary to sleep early. مفيش داعي ان انت تنام بدري. So it's not necessary to sleep early. It's not important to sleep early. So the second one, he has to sleep early. He has to. So what is the negative of has to? Doesn't have to. So he doesn't have to sleep early. He doesn't have to sleep early. مفيش داعي ان هو ينام بدري. The second one is advice. What is advice? نصيحة. Yes, how to give advice. ازاي أدي النصيحة. Advice النصيحة. This is ICE or ISE? Advice, ICE. This is a noun. النصيحة. But when you say advice, it's like this. ADVICE. It's a verb. ينصح. Okay. So this is a noun and this one is a verb. Yes, okay. So to advise someone, you can use should plus the infinitive. Or you can use shouldn't plus the infinitive. Or you can use number 3, if I were you. لو أنا مكانك. If I were you. لو كنت مكانك. I would. كنت عملت كذا وكذا. So I would plus infinitive. So we have 3 ways to express advice. 3 طرق عشان أعبر بيها عن advice. Number 1, should plus the infinitive. Yes. And the second one is shouldn't plus the infinitive. And then the third one is if I were you, I would. So can you give me an example, mister? For example, when I say you should drive slowly. You should drive slowly. What is you should drive slowly? يجب ان انت تسوق ببطء صح? You should drive slowly. So when you use shouldn't here, لو انا قلت لك كده use not in this example, you change should into shouldn't. So you shouldn't here, you shouldn't drive slowly or drive fast. So because you will have to get the opposite of the adjective. What is the adjective here? What this one? Slowly. So what is the opposite of slowly? Fast. So you can say you shouldn't drive fast. You shouldn't drive fast. You understand it? Yes. And if I ask you in this one here, in this example, if I ask you to use if, you begin with if. So by the way, this is if type 2. This is if type 2. ده if الحالة الثانية. If past بيجي بعدها past simple بعد كده would plus the infinitive صح؟ بس النوع ده من الحالات بيسموه بالعربي if الكاذبة. كاذبة ليه؟ لما بقول لك if I were you، لو أنا مكانك، يعني أنت هتيجي يعني هينفع إن أنت تبقى مكاني؟ No. عشان كده بقول if الكاذبة. كاذبة كمان لأن هي هنا في كل الحالات ممكن تحط if I، المفروض إن I تاخد were or was بس أنا ما بديهاش was. If I were you, I would drive slowly. So, for example, here, if you can say if I were you, and you put a comma here, I would drive slowly. كنت أنا صوت إيه slowly. So number 3 we have suggestions. الاقتراحات ازاي اقترح حاجة على حد. So number 1 we have 4 ways. عندي 4 حاجات او or 5 ways لان في طريقة لسه ما كتبتهاش. Number 5 اهي. Yes. So number 1 had better. For example, when I say you had better sleep early. Better sleep early. What is you had better sleep early? Huh? Yes. You had better visit Cairo. يعني من الافضل ليك ان انت تزور كايرو. يبقى ده ممكن يكون اقتراح، بقترح عليك اهو المفروض ان انت تزور القاهره. عارف ان هي بتدي للنصيحه اكتر ما بتدي بيها للاقتراح. يعني لو قلت لك you had better sleep early يبقى المفروض تنام ايه بدري، بس في نفس الوقت ايه رايك يعني تنام بدري؟ اوكي. So the second one you ought to. When you say you ought to اللي هي يجب you ought you ought to sleep early. What is you ought to sleep early؟ يبقى انت يجب ان انت تنام ايه؟ تنام بدري، صح؟ So well, when I say let's, for example, let's go to the park. What is let's go to the park؟ يلا نروح للمنتزه. Let's visit Alexandria. Let's plus infinitive. Let's visit Alexandria. So, but here, how about and what about? How about and what about are followed by ing form. For example, how about visiting Alexandria? How about getting up early؟ ايه رايك نصحى بدري عشان نروح to the beach للشاطئ؟ يبقى how about getting up early. Okay. So what is how about and what about؟ ماذا عن؟ طيب how about and what about are followed by بيجوا وراهم يا شباب are followed by verb plus ing. So the last one or number 5 here, number 5, why don't we? Why? What happened to my board marker? Why don't we? Yes, it's why don't we? Why don't we? Why don't we is followed by the infinitive. Why don't we sleep early? ليه ما ننامش بدري? Why don't we sleep? Why don't we visit our grandfather? Or why don't we visit Alexandria? Why don't we go shopping, for example? So why don't we plus infinitive is followed by the infinitive. So again, let's summarize here. So number 1 is necessity. We have number 1 must plus the infinitive. Have to and has to are followed by the infinitive. When I say I must study يبقى لازم ان انا اذاكر. I have to study. He has to study. Have to plus the infinitive with I, you, we and they. Has to is followed by the infinitive. بتيجي وراها الانفينيتيف وبتمشي مع he or she or it. So number 3 need to. Need to is followed by the infinitive. When we say I need to make the best use of my money محتاج ان انا ابذل افضل ما عندي make the best use of my money استغل الفلوس بتاعتي الاستغلال الايه الامثل. I need to. So for advice here للنصيحة استخدمت 3 ways to express advice. Number 1 should plus infinitive, shouldn't plus the infinitive. If I were you I would plus the infinitive. So the last one is suggestions الاقتراحات. We have 5 ways. Number 1 had better دي اختصار لكلمة had better. Yes, ought to plus infinitive. Had better plus infinitive is followed by the infinitive بيجي وراها المصدر. Ought to is followed by the infinitive. Let's is followed by the infinitive. Why don't we is followed by the infinitive. الأربعة دول كلهم بيجي وراهم المصدر ما عدا except what what about and how about. What about and how about are followed by the verb plus ing. Is everything clear? The grammar is clear?